As we know, there's been a bit of a tank problem or Vanguard problem in game. By the way, yes, I am still wearing the same outfit. I'm bulk recording on one day. Don't kind of go, do you ever change your hoodie? I do, but I just had to bulk record on one day because I'm just a bit busy with some stuff at the moment. But as you know, I kind of put a little while ago about what tanks would you like to see? Vanguard class, our tank class in game, is going to look a bit sparse for a long time. Like we've got Bruce Banner, Hulk, Doctor Strange, Groot, Magneto, Peni, and Venom. Obviously the site that I'm getting this information from is saying Doctor Strange and Magneto are in amongst Vanguard. And it kind of makes you think like, really? Is that okay? So yeah, using them as a protective support kind of class type thing and helpful. Okay, cool. But anyway, I recently asked you what type of tank characters you would like to see in game. Whether or not it would be Juggernaut, Blob, Thing or Rhino, but of course there's more, and that was great about the comments because you came out and you chatted and I love that. The results of that poll look like this. Juggernaut got 68%, Blob got 5%, Rhino got 6% and Thing got 21%. Juggernaut, as you know, is one of my favourite characters that I'd like to see come into game. If you've seen films, anime, if you've seen things like comic books, then you'll know you can have the character literally grab other characters, throw them about, go into some kind of Berserker Sitarak type mode, which I think would be just amazing, and do so many other things. Well, basically like take a lot of damage and would be just an ideal tank-based character. Blob, similar to Juggernaut, but would be a character that could take a lot of damage, be very spongy, but at the same time just be an absolute wrecking machine. A blobby mess that you could just absolutely see, similar to Juggernaut, grab and throw characters around, which again, makes sense. Thing, who is actually in the game files, as you mentioned earlier, could be just, again, another great option, being a little bit bulletproof and at the same time being able to just grab things, rip up some of the scenery. Same like other things with Juggernaut, Blob and Rhino, they'd be able to like pick up and grab things like telephone poles or light posts and be able to destroy enemies in their wake, grabbing people, throwing them, but also being able to clobbering time anything. And that again would be an amazing thing about Thing. Rhino in a similar way is just, well, similar to Juggernaut, similar to Blob, similar to Thing, but of course would just look cool because it would be a Spider-Man based villain that again I'd love to see. I think a lot of us would like to see these characters down the line in game because they could do those things, but definitely the fact of solving this Vanguard tank based issue of having lots to choose from, not just like a small amount but a wide variety of characters to choose from for that class. And this is why I love making content for this channel, is to get that interaction and kind of like have a chat about, you know, Marvel characters, but also the applications that Overwatch can add to this game, characters in general that can add to this game, and how we kind of create stuff that's really cool. You know, a lot of people having a lot of love for Thing. Thanos would be a sick Vanguard. That is like, that's a peak level. That would be a really peak level. Captain Marvel and Black Bolt, Colossus, obviously all good options. I think, yeah, someone else mentioned Colossus there as well, so that's got a great point. Definitely Juggernaut. As a kid, Rhino would be my favourite. That's nice. As a kid, you're a kid and watching, fair play, whatever. Mr. Fantastic as a tank hero. I think that he is going to be more of a strategist, but I like the idea. I think it's the idea of kind of like absorbing stuff or kind of creating larger mass. With destructible environments, I think Juggernaut would be a great pick. Heck yeah, Jugs for the win. My Vanguard wish list is Thing, Colossus, Heimdall. There we go. Rogue, Medusa, Vision, Luke Cage. Hey, another person mentioned Luke Cage. Love that. Sandman, yes. Black Dwarf, Cull Obsidian, Apocalypse for sure, Absorbing Man, M'Baku. That would be good. Kingpin, that would be even better. Thane, interesting. And Emma, weird that. There's a lot of things mentioning Emma. It would help if I get all this stuff into shot, but like, yeah, Emma Frost for sure. We mentioned about Emma Frost recently, so that's great. But there's lots of others. Abomination. There you go. It's good to see Abomination. Blob would be more interesting than other characters, but definitely need Thanos as a Vanguard. I don't know how they kind of look at the characters being like, well, Thanos is that kind of like, he's the boss. He's like the end boss kind of thing. Are we talking like Infinity Gauntlet level of like, well, I'm not quite sure on this. Like that's going to be like an incursion level event. Is that something, an event based thing? Is that something like I don't know, PvE type thing, rather than having him as a playable. Does he feel like more of a boss? I don't know. That's interesting. Dormammu, I think is too. I want to say he's too big for the game, but I don't know if it's going to be too powerful for the game. But I love this. I love it when I see like what you're kind of like coming up with ideas wise on things like. Just great. It's great to see this stuff. MODOK as well, I think some people mentioned, which I thought was pretty cool as well. But lots of interesting things right there. Anyway, this will probably be the final kind of like topic-y based video for the week because, hey, I'm waiting for like some stuff. It's not, I love doing these videos, but then people are like, oh, just do stuff about the game and do this about this. It's just that juggling act with stuff. I got a really cool idea that's come from the Overwatch community that I want to kind of include in this channel. But that's something that I need to kind of like make it's going to take a little while to do. But in any case, thanks for watching this video. What are your top tanks that you'd like to bring into game? Put it in the comments, and I'll see you all soon. Have a great one. Bye bye.